There's one thing I really want to talk to you about.
What's up?
You are a you're the biggest hockey fan that I know.
Yeah.
And I don't want to turn this into a hockey, like tell me who the third liner on the Penguins is going to be.
Do you want to know?
I mean, I know you got bars like that.
I'm joking.
But I'm always curious by this one, man, because one thing about me, Dill, is when I don't know certain sports, I go to people whose opinions I trust to get the input. Mm-hmm. And then that's how I'm able to have conversations on here. Mm-hmm. Just gave you guys a little BTS behind the scenes.
Yes.
When it comes to hockey, I come to you. Mm-hmm. That's also one way that I could get your attention because sometimes you don't text me back. But you know what? That's it's a conversation for a different.
For a whole new podcast.
Yeah. My question to you, why is hockey not bigger in the U.S.?
That's a good question.
Because obviously, I hate to cut you off. Obviously, in Canada, it's the number one sport. Yeah. Overseas, in like Sweden and Finland and Russia, it's like their number that and like soccer.
Yeah.
But why is it in the States where the league, right, the league that everyone wants to play in is the NHL? Why is that not a bigger sport?
I feel like there's a lot of answers, and I'm going to start off first.
How good of a question is that?
It's a very good question.
Dude, I mean, look at
questions
me.
Like
fucking this. Superior professional.
That is, you know what? Cheers to you.
Give me some. You know what I'm saying?
You deserve this one. That's a proper question. So, I'm going to start with, you take like the USA, right? Mm-hmm. Take the United States. The NHL is played here. It's in Canada, but most teams are here. You cut the United States in half, north and south, right? Down south, who cares? Like, no one really cares about hockey, you know?
And like, how many teams do you have down there? Like,
you have a good amount. Like the Coyotes, bro, they don't care. You know, it's not a big market.
Hey, you know what? How about not put a hockey team in a fucking desert?
That's the thing, and that's what they tried. They wanted to get to the desert. They want to get hockey to the desert. It's like a double-edged sword. Like, okay, we're gonna get hockey to the desert. It's gonna work, but at the same time, it's fucking hockey in the desert, bro. It's really, the Panthers, they're not good. They're really not good often. They made the finals, but they didn't win. But they're not good. The Lightning are good, but it's just people. I
mean, they just won the cup though, so you can't.
They've been good for a while, and they've won cups. The thing is, they're still good, and people don't care. It's just being down there, people love football, people love baseball, college sports is big down there. It's just
sick 'em, Butch.
Get 'em, Goring. It's just Goring. It's just that's a main thing in Cali. People don't really care about hockey in Cali. I feel like if the league focused people do care about hockey in Cali. I'm not going to say that. You probably have listeners in Cali saying no, but
they also have like good teams, right? Like the Sharks have been good for a while.
They're good. Kings are good.
The Kings have won cups recently.
Bro, Alan actually told me this. When the Kings beat the Rangers, is the only time I'm going to say that ever in my life. When the Kings beat the Rangers in the cup.
Yeah, by the way, full disclosure, Dylan, if he had a chance, he would have a Ranger tattoo on his neck, so everyone knew for certain.
Yeah. If the Rangers won the cup, I'd do some wild shit. But anyways, Alan told me he was in LA when the Kings won. Now they won in Cali, right? They were home. He was in LA at a show, and they announced it over the loudspeaker, and he said like 3 people clapped. It's just the climate don't really work, and it just don't work that well. And the league the league knows, okay, New York, Boston, all these places, like I know.
Hold on. The original 6.
Yes.
Chicago as well, right? Detroit.
Bangers. Keep going. You got them all? Son. Do you have them all? You said Chicago, you said Boston, and you said Detroit.
The Rangers. Canadians.
Okay.
There's one more, right?
Yes, sir. You got this, bro.
Can you give me a hint? Can you give me a conference?
No, because you have this. I'm not going to give you a hint because you know this.
Flyers?
No, bro. Bro.
Give me one more.
Come on, bro. One of your favorite places in the world.
Oh, my God. T-Dot, baby.
Let's go, baby.
Come on.
Let's go, baby.
The Maple Leafs, eh?
So, they know those places up north. They don't have to cater to these people, and they don't have to worry. It's just they try to branch out, and it kind of weakens the league in a way because they're catering to these places. So that's one.
It's weird because when I went to school in Buffalo, bro, Buffalo is a big fucking hockey town.
It's Buffalo. It's cold there. People play hockey there.
It's the climate. You're right. It's the climate.
They don't have to cater to people. They know the game's going to be played there. They know people like hockey there. Buffalo's not an original six team. They haven't even been around that long compared to other. They've been around for a while, but other teams have been around longer. It just works there. The game works there, and they're starting to do a better job because I feel like recently, St. Louis, I feel like they've grown with their hockey franchise in Nashville. The Predators are a big deal now over there.
Yeah.
So they're working. Another thing is just the game of hockey. It's expensive. People don't start playing it right away. They're not, not everybody's brought into the game.
You know what's weird about hockey? It's the same issue that soccer has, in the sense that soccer is not an expensive sport to play.
Hockey's expensive.
Actually, soccer is expensive if you want to go through the youth ranks and play club and shit. That's one of the biggest issues about why soccer in the States hasn't really blossomed to where it should be. But hockey is expensive. Our buddy Espo played hockey, and I remember one time watching one of his games, and his dad was like, "I hope he doesn't break his stick." It was
that's
like
another $300.
Yeah,
$300.
He said like $220 or some shit.
It's a lot.
So I think with
that's just the stick alone.
Yeah, and then the skates and shit. So yeah, it is expensive. But where I was going to, soccer and hockey, and tell me how you feel about this. You being a hockey guy, me being a soccer guy. I can't football. You've seen dudes that never played football and then
step on at like age 15.
At like 16, they're on varsity, and then before you know it, they're at Ohio State.
Yeah,
and then they're in the NFL. Or you have guys like, I think like Siakam or Embiid didn't touch a basketball till they were 15.
That's crazy to think of.
Right? Dude, you can't skate. I can't pick up skates at 16 and be like, yo, I'm going to go try out for hockey.
You can't.
There's no way I can play.
You have to be like kind of born into it.
You got to play it from a young age. The same thing with soccer. And I think both sports are very unique because obviously you run in every sport, right? But like soccer, your feet are your hands.
Yes.
And then in hockey, it's the moving around is completely different. Am I right or wrong? How would you feel about that?
I feel the same. Like me, I play soccer. I feel it's extremely foreign to me. I feel like my legs and my brain are speaking two different languages when I play soccer. That's like I'm like, all right, I've got to do this, but I can't. Like it just don't work. Yeah. And that's why I feel like it translates because hockey, you're on skates and kind of like you're holding something and like your balance is like the first part. It's a lot, and I agree with you. I definitely agree with that.
Do you think that the networks don't do a good job marketing?
I feel like NBC does a good job. I just, what it is? I feel like hockey is like kind of late to the party a lot. Like
how so?
Think about it. NFL, you could watch the NFL every game, whatever it is, this app, that. It's not really like that with hockey, and I feel like the same thing with NBA.
They don't have like a league pass or... They have center ice, right? Isn't that the thing?
They do have center ice. I just don't think it's as advanced as these other what do you call it? These other sports. It's like a little late to the party, That's another issue I have, and to be honest, there's like a few things that you could bring up.
All right, let me ask you this one: how much of an issue is it that they had a lockout in 2005?
That was big. It's funny because that hurt the game, but also helped the game a lot.
Okay, so how did it hurt the game? Well, stupid question because obviously you didn't have a season.
You missed the whole season.
Yeah.
You missed the whole season, and for a sport that it has its loyal fans, and then after that it gets iffy. Like hockey, I'm a loyal fan, right? I'll watch hockey no matter where it is.
I think there's two examples right here. You watch hockey all the time. Me, when the Rangers are good, that's how baseball is for me as well. Like when the Mets are good,
baseball, yeah.
I'm more invested in it.
Once they're out,
or like they're 19 games below 500 in August, I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'm checked out. And then I'll watch like the World Series just because I want to be in touch with like I like greatness. I like people winning championships. So like I watch some of the Stanley Cup, but I agree with you where like do you think hockey is like baseball in the sense where they still cater to keep the loyal fan, but the loyal fan isn't going anywhere?
The loyal fan's not going anywhere
at all.
I forgot who said it. There's a saying. It says, "There's 50,000 hockey arenas always sell out. There's 50,000 fans in each state, but that's it." You know what I'm saying? Like they have their loyals, and then after that, where do you go from there?
Yeah, I read somewhere. Yeah, I read one time. I think it was either the Wall Street Journal or Forbes, and it said that they have the highest sellout rate of any sports league. But it's like what you said. It's a very loyal fan base. Where like
extremely loyal.
The Rangers sold out, I think, like for like 17 straight years, and even it was like down years too.
We were literally horrible for like of those. If you're talking about 17 straight, we were horrible for probably like 7 of those years, like terrible, like trash, and we sold out every game. There's people love hockey. You know, people that love hockey, they want to see hockey. They're very loyal.
So.
And I'm sorry, the way that it helped the game.
Yeah. Well, that was going to be my follow-up.
It kind of like ushered in a new era of hockey. They're like, all right, we took a loss. We had the lockout. It sucked. But we're going to bring in a new game. It became faster, more skilled players. They made some rules, the 2-line pass rule. They took that out, so there's more breakout plays and stretch passing. The Devils were great for years because they took advantage of the 2-line pass. So it's called the trap. That's what their system was called, and they won Devils were mad good.
Is there a way you can explain that?
Late 90s. Well,
because I don't even know what it is exactly.
It was called the trap. It would kind of like eliminate. It was a defensive system that they played called the trap. It would trap you.
Yo, you know who was my guy that's gonna get you tight? Jason Arnott.
Yo, I fucking hate Jason Arnott, yo. Jason Arnott, if you're fucking watching this, fuck you, bro. Piece of shit.
We're probably never gonna get him on the podcast.
I'm sorry. But nah, yo, fuck Jason Arnott.
Yo, I'll tell you why, because
I was gonna say he's mad random to like
yo. So my uncle's a cop, and he did a charity event where he was like I wouldn't say an usher, but he was like, the security there.
He was on the Devil at the time, Jason Arnott?
Yeah, okay. And he met him, and then he invited him and his partner out because my Uncle Mike, who made me a Met fan, he fucked up my whole life as a sports fan because I should have been a Yankee fan. But anyway, I mentioned it ad nauseum. But my Uncle Mike's partner, he was
By
a
the way,
Devils
I'm sorry to interrupt. I feel like everybody has an Uncle Mike. Right?
OD, bro.
If you don't have Uncle Mike, you're fucking weird.
Especially if you're like Greek or Italian, like you definitely have Uncle
Mike.
So his partner was a big Devils fan, and he was mad. Like from what I remember him telling me, my uncle's partner was very like starstrucky. I don't even know if that's a word, but like when he would see someone, he would never go and approach him.
Yeah.
But like he wanted to.
Yeah.
So my uncle introduced him, and then they went out on like a hangout, and he has his autograph and shit. So that's why like I remember him, and he was on those Devil seats.
Bro, fuck him.
All right, so tell me. So go back. They had a system in place.
Yeah, it would kind of like shrink the ice because at the time you couldn't make a 2-line pass, right? And once you made a 2-line pass, it was a pass that went like over the lines on the ice. It couldn't be it was like a 2-line pass. So they'd kind of trap you, shrink the ice. In hockey, once you had a pass that went over both lines, the play would be whistled dead. So say you try to get behind the defenseman, because you know the hockey and you have the blue line, off sides.
The blue line is like the last defender in soccer. Yeah.
So if you would try to get behind a defenseman, right? Okay, maybe how am I going to put this in a good? Okay, in some cases, hockey, guys in the penalty box, right? You're killing a penalty, so the puck would be in your side of the rink right here. Could people see this?
Yeah, they can see that.
The puck would be here in your side of the rink. This is genius. The puck would be here in your side of the rink. So everything's happening here, right?
Right.
But penalty box is here. So the guy would be coming out. Usually when the penalty's ending, the goalie will clap his stick. You'll hear the random.
Yeah.
Right? So look up, guy behind. If I played defense in hockey, guy'd be behind me. I know, all right, I got to look backwards. I got to bail out.
Right.
Usually what you try to do now is because there's no 2-line pass, you send it down on the wall. So the guy stepping out of the box, bing, off to the races.
Breakaway.
This is an example. It would be over 2 lines. Plays whistle dead. It's behind. You could never really get behind the defenseman,
Gotcha.
To beat him. So it kind of slowed the game down. It was the trap. They eliminated that. It opened the game up. It opened the game up so much more. Guys make better, longer plays, faster. It just helped a lot. They helped usher in this new era. And the shameful thing about it is it's never been better than it is now, hockey. Like, skills at an all-time high. Back then, you had some like guys that were goons and fought. But now you got to be able to play to be on the team. There's not really, the goon is gone. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it shouldn't be struggling now because now everybody on the team has to play. You got to be nice now to play. There's no more, this guy could fight. We'll keep him around in case, Gretzky gets leveled. We'll keep this guy around so he could take liberties and, beat up whoever did it. It's not like that no more. You got to be good to play now.
Interesting. Why do you think they got rid of the goon? Was it because that dude was just he would kind of cap your upside. Because if you're just a fighter, like, I don't know how to put this. The fighter was, because I always remember, like, there'd be a random legend on the fourth line. You'd be like, yo, why is this guy on the team? And you'd be like, yo, he's the fighter. Like, if a guy goes and steps to him, steps to Crosby or steps to Ovechkin or some shit, like, this guy's going to have his back. So did the talent here we go. Did the talent get so big?
It's deeper. It's much deeper.
Like, it's not even worth it because your fourth liner now is getting 20 goals a year.
Oh, I wouldn't say 20, but they're chipping in. But it's just the talent is way deeper.
Is 20 goals a lot?
20 goals is a very good. 20 goals is a good season.
Power rank me like the tiers as far as goals. It's like, so in the NFL, if you're a 40 touchdown passer, that's
good, right?
That's elite of the elite. Like 40 is a 50. 50, only 3 people have thrown 50 touchdowns in NFL history.
Okay.
There's been a lot more 40s. 30 is like, if you're a 30 touchdown passer, you could win MVP. 20, you're like, whatever. If you're in the teens, congrats, you need a new quarterback.
20 goals is a good year.
So who's like a 20 goal scorer?
Chris Kreider's a career 20 goal scorer.
Okay.
I feel like most of his years, I'm naming players Ryan Callahan, 20 goal scorer. And those are good players. You need those guys on your team.
So who's a 30 goal scorer? Gabrick?
Gabrick would score 40 from time to time. I know he probably scored 30. If you score 30, you're a good player. You're you had a good year.
Are you an all-star?
You could be an all-star with 30 goals.
Okay.
It's funny because 40, like hockey, sometimes you'll get you'll get years where you. By the way, people are scoring less now because the game is just getting better. It's getting harder to score.
Really?
Yeah. And I want to mention that for a second. But I'm going to continue my point. There are years when you'll get like a few 50-goal scorers, which is an elite year. If you got a 50-goal year,
so like Stamkos.
Yeah, like
Ovechkin.
Yeah, like you had an elite year.
Where's my boy Tarasenko at?
He's capable of it. I don't know if he's ever had a 50, but he's had high 40s. I know that's just a great year. But there'll be years where you get like 5, 6 50-goal guys. There'll be years when you get like one. I think Crosby one year like led the league in goals with like 49, and this wasn't that long ago.
Who's like the most like legendary, bad legend, 50-goal scorer?
Damn.
That you can remember.
Oh shit. I would like to say. That's tough because most 50 goals.
Because like Cam Newton threw 40 touchdowns one year. You're like, yo, what the fuck? This is never happening again.
I'm not gonna listen. I'm not gonna have any Cam Newton slander on this podcast because I'm a fan of Cam. All right.
You like Superman?
I'm a big fan of Cam. But you got to be good to score 50, bro. There's been guys that scored 40 that are not that good. I think Brad Boy scored 40 one year. I think he did, and he's not that great. He played with Sidney Crosby one year, I think. Usually the 40 goal guys will get. Like it's a 40 goal season where you could be like, he's not that good. Like but never 50. If you had 50, like
there's no doubt.
Some people scored 6. You want to laugh? Some people scored 60 like a few times, and that's like amazing. I think the last time 60 happened was Ovechkin in like 2008. The Caps are like a border playoff team, and he just carried them. He scored like 63 goals, but like Gretzky legit scored like 92 in one year. Like you know how fucking insane that is.
He is
fucking insane.
Yeah,
bro.
he's the most dominant team sport athlete of all time. Like
It's insane.
He's when it comes to like sports goats, he should be number 1.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Because he's so like there's no debate who's even close to him.
Bro, second place is like, you know the Gretzky. You spoke about the Gretzky rule before, right?
No, what is this?
If you take his, like, all right, in hockey...
yeah. Tell the people, but I've heard this.
All right, in hockey, you have goals and assists, and a goal's a point, and an assist is a point. So at the end of the year, they add up all your points, your goals and assists, and total it. So you'd get, like, a good year's... A great year's, like, 90 points and above. He would have, like, 200 in years. Like, yeah, people aren't getting over, like, 110. He'd have, like, 200. Like, 2 and change. But if you take just his, if you add like people's goals and assists, it wouldn't equal to just like his assists or goals. It's like that much. It's insane. It's the Gretzky rule. Damn. It's fucking crazy. They always discuss that Ovechkin could catch him but because they don't know if hockey, there might be a lockout in hockey this year.
Oh.
They're saying this is the knockout blow.
Damn.
To Ovechkin's chances. Because he didn't get a full 82 game. He had a shortened season. I think like 2013, they played like 50.
Yeah.
And this year, if they play, it'll only be like 50. Or they might not have it at all. So they're saying this might be the knockout blow. He might not be able to catch him.